Hi guys, Emily here and welcome back to my channel. So it is a dreary day today, so I thought I would make ham bone soup. So last weekend I cooked a ham and I thought it would be good to turn it into soup today. So growing up we always had ham bone soup. It was always very delicious. I've never made it myself, but I called my mom and got her recipe from her. It's more of a series of steps and not so much a recipe. So I'm trying to make it as measured out as I can. But the best part about soup is you make it to your taste, what you like, what you prefer. So this is how we prefer it. So I thought I would show you what we do. So I got the biggest pot that we own and I filled it about halfway with water. The good thing about soup is you can really make as much or as little as you want, but it pays to do it in a bigger pot so you have more room to kind of expand when you're cooking. So I got my pot of water and I'm going to go ahead and cut it on high. All right, so now I have my ham bone and we've cut a lot of the meat off of it, but not all of it because we do want to get that meat in there. But really what we're getting from it is a lot of the flavor. So this ham wasn't particularly salty, so I am going to add just a little bit of salt, and then towards the end I'll taste it again and see if I need to add more salt. So just go ahead and put that right in the water. And at this point in time, I'm probably adding about 2 tablespoons of salt. All right, sorry about that. I had to do a quick outfit change because I got egg all over me. Um, and there is no egg in this recipe, so I'm not really sure how that happened. But while the water is boiling and the ham bone is in there, I'm going to go ahead and chop some of my vegetables. So I'm going to do just 1 onion. And I'm not going to chop this too fine. So there'll still be some texture in the onions when everything is cooked. All right, so 1 onion, and I'm going to go ahead and add that right into our pot. And I'm going to let that go for a little bit before adding any of the next ingredients. So one of the biggest things about cooking soup is you don't really want to rush it. So you want to make sure to go low and slow when you're cooking. You want to make sure that you go slow when you're adding ingredients. So that way each one has the time to fully kind of flesh out within the soup. All right, so our soup, our ham bone, and our water, salt, and onions have been going for probably about an hour. Just on kind of I brought them up to a boil and then kind of reduced it to a simmer. So now I'm going to cut up a couple of potatoes to add. So these are just regular old like russet potatoes, baking potatoes. I washed them and now I'm just going to cut them up roughly. I'm not going to peel them because I don't mind the peelings. The, the. And I'm also going to go downstairs and get a can of tomatoes. So these are tomatoes that we canned last year. So I'm just going to shh. Tomatoes. Tomato. Tomatoes. It's closed. It is. So I'm just going to pop the lid on these. And go ahead and dump them in. Dumping in. Darn. So now I'm going to add our cans of vegetables. So a can of sweet peas, can of whole corn, can of cut green beans, and a can of veg all. What? Mhm. So if you're at the grocery store, store brand is fine for most of these. These were actually on sale. I do recommend the Veg All brand over any other mixed vegetables because it tastes the best.
Yeah.
But do what works for your budget. So we just go ahead and open these and dump them in. And I don't drain them, I just dump them in as is. All right, so once you have all your vegetables and stuff put in, you'll just let it simmer for about an hour or so, and then taste it and see what's missing. So when I taste it, that's when I'll probably add more seasonings like salt, pepper, stuff like that. But so far it smells really good. So I will see you when it's done. All right, so the soup has been going for a while, so I'm going to take the lid off and show you what it looks like and give it a stir. So it looks exactly like how it's supposed to, how I remember growing up. So a lot of the vegetables tend to sink to the bottom, so you really have to mix it around and stuff. And my mom always, about when it's serving time, she'll take the bone out and slice some of the meat off and put it back in there. So I'm going to do that as well. And I'm also going to taste it and see if I need to add any salt, and I'll add some pepper. But that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this quick little tutorial. I hope you make your own pot of soup at home and this gives you confidence to do so. Soup is one of those things that is really, really hard to mess up. Like, you know, if you add too much salt, I heard put in some potatoes and they'll absorb the salt and stuff like that. But I'd love to hear in the comments if you do make your own soup, how it goes, or if you already have your favorite soup recipe, what that is, leave it in the comments. And that's it for today. So don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.